How's it going, everyone? Hope you're a fantastic day. My name is Sig, and this is Two Guys One Gamepad, another episode. And today's episode's a very unique and probably rarity of one, as the other half of Two Guys One Gamepad podcast, Roggle, is unable to be here, and that's perfectly fine. As we've said probably multiple times in the first season, we're very big in our family life, so family and personal lives tend to always take precedence over all the extracurricular stuff we do, including our podcast. However, I didn't want to leave you guys without an episode this week. So, without further ado, we're going to get into an episode of just me. And this is what's going to really happen. And here's the thing we're going to talk about today. That sounds like rambling. I was just fucking rambling to myself. Amazing. Anyways, we're going to be touching on a very popular trend and popular subject, however you want to phrase it. If you've been on TikTok and you've been on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, whatever, you've seen the short formatted stories, you will probably have stumbled upon these. And that is the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? And these series are, some of them are amazing, some of them are freaking crazy, some of them are just like, what the fuck type situation. And it's always interesting. So we're going to pick out a few of them as we go along and kind of just discuss them. Well, I guess not discuss. I'm going to discuss them with myself, me, myself, and I, and kind of give my opinion on some subjects. And yeah, we're going to just kind of go from there and hope you enjoy. So sit back, have yourself a drink, and you'll probably need that drink. Yeah. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first story we're covering is, Am I the Asshole? Calling my girlfriend selfish for refusing to learn sign language for my daughter. All right, look, listen. This title, already for me, someone who's a dad, is just a giant freaking red flag. I don't know sign language, my wife does, but you can bet your sweet fucking ass that if one of my kids required sign language to learn, then I would absolutely learn sign language. Let's get rid of those. You don't need them. So let's get into the story, because I can already tell this is gonna be an interesting one. All right, here's the story. And again, this is not my story. This is all from subreddit, not mine. So let's get into it. My daughter Ruby was born mute. She cannot understand, she can understand words, but we use sign language to communicate. While she can use her phone or write, obviously she prefers signing. All right, that makes sense. The issue is my girlfriend, Amanda. We've been dating for around 9 months and introduced our children around 3 months ago. They don't know sign language, so communication with Ruby was awkward at first. She hates having to write or use her phone at home. So I taught Amanda some basic signs beforehand. I've continued teaching her and Mia more in this time. Mia is getting a lot better, actually. Okay, I'm going to assume Mia is Amanda's daughter. But Amanda has apparently decided it's too hard and refuses to learn anymore. She says that it's unnecessary since Ruby can understand her and communicate other ways. While Ruby is usually willing to do that for them, she doesn't enjoy it and finds it very frustrating. I told Amanda she's being selfish and lazy. That it's not fair to put all the effort on Ruby. It's one thing if she doesn't get it after years, but it's only been a few months. It's just ridiculous. We got into a fight over it, and she basically called me an asshole and said it's not her fault she struggles with it. But that doesn't mean just give up. If she wants to be in our lives, it's bare minimum effort to put in. I clearly think she's just being selfish, while she thinks I'm the asshole and unfair. I vented to my brother, and he agrees with Amanda. What? Hold on. No, okay, we'll touch back on that. Stupid ass brother. That I can't force her, Amanda, to learn, and not everyone's good with the language. And that Ruby doesn't need it, and I'm coddling her. I'm honestly still pissed off about it, but I do love Amanda. She normally is thoughtful and kind, and I guess it's possible it's just me being overprotective of Ruby. I think it's a reasonable expectation, but I'm starting to put doubt on myself. Alright, here's the thing. No. You're not, in my perspective, You're not an asshole. This guy, this Redditor, is not the asshole. And again, this is my opinion, my thoughts, but I don't think he's the asshole because it is very like bare minimum. And of course, all I gotta say, we're not gonna touch on a lot of controversial subjects, but this is the other way around. I see this story playing out a whole different way. But I think it is bare minimum. Maybe not Mia, Amanda's child, should learn sign language. Like that I would get is like, all right, she's a child. Mia's a child. So who knows? But Amanda should at least learn the bare minimum. And like, I don't know. It's just me from a dad's perspective. I'm not a single dad, but I can imagine how stressful and irritating it would be to find somebody, find a significant other, and then basically be told, I'm not going to learn to communicate with your child. Your child can learn to communicate with me as they have the means to do it, whether it's writing down with pen and paper or texting. Like that's stupid and unfair to put all that on the child. You're the adult. You can grow the fuck up and either if you want to be a part of this person's life, Amanda, then really it's just like, it's that simple. You want to be a part of their life, show some commitment, show some effort, and actually learn sign languages. According to my wife, it's not hard, but yes, it's a bit tricky to get into it. But I can tell you, it's like this is stupid. You're not the asshole. Amanda's the fucking asshole, and God, just probably the worst part of this entire post though is that he vented to his brother, and his brother agreed with his girlfriend Amanda. Like, maybe it's just me. I would I'd be fucking cussing my brother out. That's his niece, and you're telling me, or you're this person, technically, you're telling this person, because again, this is not my story, you're telling this person that he should deal with it and have his child just tough it out type thing. Tell Ruby basically, tough shit, you want to talk with Amanda and Mia, write it out. You can understand them. Why do that to sign? That's fucking, man. Fuck you, brother. You're not the asshole. Amanda's the asshole. And your brother's the asshole, too. So it's just so fucking ridiculous. Ugh. Anyways. Just, let me know what you think. I mean, that's ridiculous. Am I wrong? Am I wrong for thinking she's the asshole? He's not the asshole. She is. Man, that's ridiculous. So fucking stupid. Like, shit like that just absolutely annoys me beyond belief. Oh, here's a good one. Alright, the title. And like I said, we're gonna do a few of these. This is gonna be probably a shorter episode than traditional ones. Our traditional episodes are like an hour and a half max. We'll see. We'll see how this all goes. Never really know. But the title of this next one is, Am I the Asshole for Saying, That Sounds Like a You Problem? Look, I don't know this story yet. I can tell you so strongly, this is the phrase that my wife and I use a lot. In between ourselves, with other people we know. I mean, I'm sure you've heard me use that against Roggle. It's just, well, that sounds like a you problem. So, oh my god. I love this title already, but I get a feeling it's going to be a whole judgment. Let's get into this one. Is my wife? No. Again, this story's not about me. The first line definitely sounds like me. Let's get into it. This is from a wife's perspective. All right. It says, my husband is a chronic procrastinator. He has ADHD, and I'm sure that plays a role, but I will say that it mostly comes down to things like chores. When it comes to leisure activities, he doesn't procrastinate at all, and usually rushes me. So basically, he will say things like, I will do the dishes when I get back from the store, and then never do them because he forgets. Or if trash needs to be taken out, he will say, "Wake me up in the morning when you get the kids on the bus, and I will do it then." But then never does. All right, so look, it happens with as someone who has ADHD. Like it just happens. We forget. We have to be constantly reminded. Unfortunately, it's just how it works for majority of us. But let's keep diving into this. If the house needs cleaning and I start getting to work, he will try to convince me to wait a few hours so he can help. But if I do wait, it never gets done. I've done that to my wife. I've done that. This better not be mine. No, my wife doesn't use Reddit. And it truly is just him forgetting. It's not deliberate by any means. Even if he is the one cooking dinner that night, he will usually forget he's cooking and randomly say, "Oh shit," and run out of the room at a $1.10 so he doesn't burn the food because he truly forgot he was cooking at all. I always remember and I'm super aware of everything, so obvious I would never let it get to a point of disaster, but I do make a point not to say anything unless I absolutely have to. Okay, I'm not that bad with cooking. Pizza in the oven. Yeah, if I don't set a timer, but anyways, this is how it's always been. I'm so used to it at this point that it doesn't really bother me. Your title says otherwise. I actually enjoy cleaning, but some days the help would just be nice, and he does help when he actually remembers. He's not useless by any means. He does absolutely try to take the load off my hands. He truly just forgets often. But I will say that lately I am frustrated. I'm 20 weeks pregnant. All right, this isn't my wife. We're not pregnant. We're not expecting. All right. Getting a little slow on movement and increasingly tired, and dare I say, lazy myself. I still do my part, but admittedly do not want to anymore. Hormones and fatigue are a bitch, but anyways, I got in a deep clean mode like 2 days ago and started going ham on this house. My husband said he wanted to help me, but had an appointment to detail a vehicle first, so he leaves. The appointment should have only been an hour, but he comes back in roughly 2.5. Turns out he knew the guy from school and they were catching up. By the time he got home, the house was sparkling clean. He said something like, "Shit, I should have came home sooner. I got caught up and totally forgot." So I said, "That sounds like a you problem." He asked what I meant, and I said, "You forgetting everything is a you problem. I've dealt with this for years, and I'm no longer wanting to hear it as an excuse." I was frustrated. My back was killing me. I just wanted to sit and enjoy my book in peace without being disturbed. He shook his head and said, "That was uncalled for," and walked it off. Am I the asshole? Well, no. No, but I mean, I think this could have been delivered better. Again, as someone who does have ADHD and the procrastinator at times, um, it sounds like you guys have a communication issue, really. Because again, had you just communicated this, maybe you have. We're taking this all at face value because again, we don't have backstory on any of this, and it's really just our perspective on this. And so, based purely upon that, this is where kind of things get weird. Not weird, but interesting because we don't know if they've had this conversation before. We don't know if she said something before. He probably did. He probably forgot. I do. So no, but yes type thing. Like you're kind of right in that gray area where depending on how you delivered it, and in my head, the way I'm hearing it is probably not how most people would hear it. But from a guy's perspective, it probably came across, I don't want to say nagging, but nagging, and came across like a direct attack. And like most of us, just walked off and said whatever, and just didn't want to deal with it. But that's kind of where that gray area is that I was talking about. It sounds like you're an asshole, but you're not. You're just frustrated, and you're pregnant, and you have all the hormones, and you even said it yourself. So I get it. I mean, look, things you all say while pregnant are mostly excusable. That's fine. You're pregnant. You are literally creating life itself inside your body. No other man can do that. Or no man, sorry, no other. No man will ever be able to do that. Regardless of their position or status. No man will ever be able to create life itself. So, kudos for that, first off. Impressive. Sorry. We don't have to deal with that, fortunately. So, if the women bear the brunt on that, and that's just facts of life. Deal with it. Sorry, that came off very rude. I didn't mean that very rude. I just facts of life. Women get pregnant, men don't. End of story. Moving on. But it also sounds like kind of your husband maybe a little sensitive to this. And that's fine. Again, if you guys haven't had this conversation before and this is the first time he's hearing it, it's definitely going to come across as though you are attacking him. And you said that out of maliciousness rather than, trying to help or explain to him that, hey, look, it is a you problem. You have ADHD. You're the procrastinator. You're the one who forgets all the time. I'm not forgetting. This is you. You do need to work on this. And there are plenty of things out there to help navigate the waters of ADHD. There's several things out there. So I haven't looked into it. You could look into it, but I don't. His problem, he looks into it. I'm just saying, no, but yes type thing. You're kind of, like I said, you're right in the middle of that. Wonder what Rock would say on this one, other than call me a little bitch. But yeah, it's weird. But I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what somebody says. Let's just look at one of the comments on this one. Okay, yeah. Somebody said, so one of the comments, goddamn. One of the comments on this says, not the asshole. Actually, it was completely called for. He can and should take steps to deal with his ADHD. Hey, that's what I said. You've been dealing with the consequences of his ADHD and memory issues. In a sense, you're enabling his failures to do something about them. Again, yeah. With an infant/child soon to be joining the family, it's past time for him to do something, even if it's learned memory management trick. Otherwise, he can't be trusted along with a new baby. Deal with his problem before something really bad happens. All right. Again, I have ADHD. I procrastinate from time to time. I've never had a moment where looking after my kids, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I've never had a moment where my ADHD is so bad that I forget about my children. Or else they would have been left in the store. But it didn't happen. So he does need to learn memory management tricks. And it's one of those things most of us, if we're really passionate about something or something catches our interest, piques our interest, whatever, we're on that ball until the high goes away. Children, yeah, he needs to work on it because it would be very unfortunate for something to happen due to him just losing focus, losing track. And I hope and pray that would never happen with children, but you never know. Fucking people are weird. Somebody else is like, this is what timers and calendars and reminders on your phone are for. That's fair. But again, I have timers. I have calendars. I have reminders on my phone for multiple things throughout the day. And I can honestly say, it doesn't always help. Because there's that ability to be like, boop, done. And then it just disappears. I don't have to worry about it. So, I get it. That's a weird one, but yeah, he needs to work on himself or something. Yeah. But it sounds like you held that in and you didn't tell him. So, oh man. Oh, here's another one. I'm trying to stick with anything that's family based or parental based because, again, I have a family. I'm a parent. I have kids. So, let's get into the next one. Oh man. Oh, all right. So this. All right. All right. Let's go to this one. Next one. By the title alone, I will give my opinion. As always. Well, not as always. This is the third one I've done. Yeah. I will give my opinion on just the title alone. We'll dive in from there. Let's get into this one. The title is Am I the asshole for separating my daughter from a guy she barely knows on our family vacation? No. No, I can already tell you no. My question would be, you let her bring a guy on a family vacation that she barely knows. That's the bigger question at hand. It's like, why? And again, I was raised up completely different. Any family vacations we took, which are, far and few in between, I was not allowed to bring anyone, guy or girl. I was not allowed to bring any friend, let alone one of the opposite gender. There was no way. So, let's see what this one's about. Oh my god. All right. Again, this is from a female's perspective. So let's get into it. It says, "Hi, Reddit. I, 45 female, am currently on a family cruise with my husband, 48 male, and our 3 children are a 13-year-old daughter, 15-year-old son, and 18-year-old daughter, whom I will refer to as Sarah for this post." So the 18-year-old daughter is named Sarah. Weird order to put this in, but I guess youngest to oldest. It works. That's fine. Anyways, back to this. "We thought it would be a great opportunity to bond as a family and have some fun together before Sarah heads off to college in the fall. However, things have taken a bit of a turn for the worse, and I need your advice to know if I'm in the wrong. A few nights ago, Sarah met a guy, also 18, in a teen club on a ship." Oh, okay, so back up. He didn't come on the family vacation with you. He was just also on the vacation. So, okay, all right. Better. A little bit better. Let's keep getting to this. "They hit it off and have been spending a lot of time together since then. At first, I didn't think much of it. I figured it was just a harmless crush, and she would still want to spend time with the family. Okay. However, as the days went by, she started spending less and less time with us and more time with him." Yeah, sounds about right. It's tracking so far. "To be clear, I have no issues with her making friends and having a good time on the cruise, but I do have an issue with her neglecting her family and spending all the time with this guy. We're paying a lot of money for this cruise, and it's meant to be a family vacation, not a romantic getaway for Sarah. Yesterday, I finally reached my breaking point. I confronted Sarah and told her that she needs to spend more time with the family and less time with this guy. I even suggested that she stay in the cabin except for family excursions to keep them separated. She was understandably upset and accused me of being overbearing and controlling. But I feel like I'm just trying to protect her and our family vacation. So Reddit, am I the asshole for restricting my daughter from spending the time with a guy she just met on a family cruise? I need your honest opinion. I'm willing to accept any criticism if it means making things right." Interesting. All right. Ooh, here's the thing. Okay, so I went. It's interesting because of the matter of fact of you're saying this is a family vacation, and at the same time, all this hootenanny. Sorry, I've been trying to work that one into a episode for a while. Roggle's not here. I can do it. But anyways, you guys took a family vacation on a cruise of all things, and she met somebody. She met a friend, possible boyfriend, whatever. This is inevitable. You're on a cruise ship, and personally, and if any family listens to it, I deal with it. I'm sure we all have the same thing. It's fine. After a set amount of time with family, we're kind of done. Especially kids, especially who are 18, 19, like fresh adults. They're to the point where we just want an adventure. We want to go do our own thing, and we don't need mom and dad anymore. We want to be an adult, blah, blah, blah. And even as older adults who have now been experienced for 12 plus years of being an adult, still that point. It's just like you can spend a little bit of time with family. After so much time, though, it's overbearing. It's just a little too much, and you want to go do your own thing. You want to go away. You want to get away, get out, do something else, leave, whatever it may be. And I get the feeling that was this situation because it sounds like you guys were on the cruise for a little bit, and then she met him hanging out in the teens club on the ship. So I mean, I don't see the problem with that. It's not like they're okay. We don't know if they're not. But it's not like they're hooking up or anything, or even then, still wouldn't be any of your business. She's an adult at this point. I get you want to spend time, and like the parental side of me, no, because even the parental side of me says that's fine. I have a daughter. I would love to do something like this and be like, hey, before you turn or when you turn 18, before you go off to college, let's go do a family vacation. But it would be one of those things that look, we're going to go on a cruise. We'll just take this, we're going to go on a cruise and set, each day we're going to go do something together. And then the rest of the time, go do whatever you want. As long as everybody comes back to the cabin safe and sound, and no one's missing, good on you. That's perfect. That's amazing. So, oh man, I think you're the asshole. I do. I think you're the complete asshole in this one because of the just matter of fact that that's just how that's just how it is. I don't know. I could be wrong, but you definitely seem like the asshole because you're being so restrictive and helicopter parent that you're to the point where I paid for the, oh God, having flashbacks. I paid for the cruise. I paid for this. It's my money, blah, 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 blah. You're going to spend time with us. That's a great way to start fracturing the relationship with your child. It doesn't matter if they're a kid, 5, 6 years old, or they're a grown-ass adult. It doesn't matter. That is a terrible thing, and it's just an instant control. And that's really how it is I brought you onto the ship. I paid for this ship. I paid for this cruise for you to be on it. And damn it, you're going to spend time with me. No, I don't think I will. Yep, I'm going with you are the complete and utter asshole. And honestly, I don't think there's any way. I don't want to say there's no way to redeem it. I think you just have to admit it and not lay ground rules, but basically say, hey, Sarah, I would like you to spend X amount of time with us every day. And it needs to be a reasonable time, not like fucking 6 hours. Like, hey, I want you to spend like an hour with the family. Let's go do some family excursions, wherever it may be. Spend some time with us, and then you can go spend time doing whatever. That's completely acceptable, and that's, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, she's an adult. She can set boundaries, and she can say, no, I don't want to. So, you're the asshole. But to the comments. Let's read the comments. Oh, man. Let's find the comment. All right. Yeah, same thing. You the asshole. Yes. For confining your child to the cabin except family excursions. Yeah. Honestly, your daughter sounds like she's pretty normal and much more fun for her than hanging out with family. To me, it just sounds like you need to have a talk with your daughter and come with a compromise. X time with family, Y time on your own. Hey, that's exactly what I said. Everyone's pretty much agreeing, saying she's the asshole, this mom's the asshole, and that this child is now an adult. So spend quality time, X amount of time each day, and then come spend time, with us for X amount of time with us, and then X amount of time by yourself is not completely unreasonable to ask. But again, she is also an adult at this point, and if she doesn't want to spend time with mommy and daddy, then she does not have to spend time with mom and dad, because again, she is an adult. She does not have to, regardless of you paying for the cruise. What a fucking controlling, manipulating thing to say. Other than paying for the cruise, yeah, it's just, I don't know. This whole thing pisses me off, because my parents have definitely tried this before, and it sends me into an absolute fuck you, I don't want anything to do with you type mentality. And it's unfortunate it comes to that, because it's probably not meant to come across that way, but unfortunately, facts of life are generational gaps are more and more apparent. Again, not really getting into it too much, but it happens. I've been through something very similar, and it's just one of those things of Let your child be a child, and once they're an adult, let them be an adult. You have no control over them. I could not imagine. My wife would fucking kill me if I tried to do something like that. Oh man. Anyways, let's move on to our fourth story. We'll try to do 5 of these, and we'll just call it the end. Okay. So let's find a good one. Let's find a good one. Let's find. Ooh, this looks like a juicy one. Ooh, and it has an update. Interesting. All right. So this one is going to be a little bit of a longer one. And hopefully I don't butcher it. I probably will. That's just how I am. I'm going to stutter and mess this up. That's fine. All right. Again, let's judge the title. Just the title, okay. The title is, Am I the Asshole for Asking My Roommate to Leave After She Told Me to Suck It Up and Stood Me Up? No. I'm going to go on a limb and just say no. But who knows? Let's read into it. I, 32 female, own a home. Alright, this is not going great already. A friend, 33 female, asked to move in for 6 months after her divorce. She's a teacher and doesn't make much. I'm an engineer and make double, so I set a low monthly rent, $400. For my area, which is normally $2,000. Jesus Christ! So she said, because that was a little possible confusing. The friend, 33 female, is moving in at a low, very low monthly cost of rent of $400, which normally would run her friend $2,000. So she's saving $1,600 easily. Anyways, carry on. We're now on year 2 of having her friend live with. We're now in year 2 of her living with me, and I spend a lot of money to help support her. Recently, her sister, 33 female, who is also a teacher, was evicted from her home. I offered to let the sister, her husband, 34 male, and son, 5 male, stay in my home while they found other arrangements. Wow. So you just went from you and your friend to you, your friend, her sister's husband, and their child. Oh, so many people. Ugh. Anyways, things went well for almost 2 months. Then I was in a hit and run motorcycle accident. I drove myself to the hospital, but my friend met me there and wouldn't leave. She brought snacks and drinks, but the doctor told me not to eat or drink until my injuries were imaged. She kept forcing me to eat and drink, saying she was a tiger mom. The fuck is that? I'm gonna have to Google that. We've been there for 7 hours. It was 10 p.m. and we had work the next morning. Her sister surprised us at the hospital and came in with high energy, and her young son, who immediately started trying to touch my bleeding wound. Red flag already. I asked the 2 of them to leave the room. I'm sobbing, concussed, and don't want a 5-year-old poking at my road rash. Understandable. The sister's offended, but leaves. While we're waiting for the doctor, my friend was complaining about it being late, so I ended up leaving without being discharged to make her happy. Oh. No, you don't do that. I was in so much pain and stress. My friend left that weekend to see her boyfriend and only messaged once to ask if I could move furniture out of my room. It's a converted garage. I gave her sister my room. Wow. When I couldn't walk well, sorry. So she gave the friend's sister her room because she couldn't walk well. All right, that was nice of her, but gonna blow back. 5 days after the accident, I was getting terrible headaches and dramatic mood swings. She and her sister are very sensitive, and I tried to stay away from them so I wouldn't offend them. I know the feeling. Work, fighting with the police, lawyers, and insurance makes my concussion symptoms much worse. I came home late from work one evening and she wanted to talk. I asked if we could another day. She knocked on my door until I came out and then told me she was pissed at me for not communicating and that it's offensive in her culture. What? Oh my God. She said everyone has their own struggles and priorities in life. After an hour, she felt better and let me go to bed. where I had a mental breakdown. The next morning, I asked her not to do that again while I'm recovering. This woman just got in a freaking hit and run accident, and her now roommate is pissed off and offended because, oh my God, ugh. Right now, you're not the asshole. Anyways, let's get into it. She stopped talking to me last week, and we had plans to see a play. Nice tickets gifted by my dad. She said she'd be there 15 minutes before the show. I asked where she was. No response. I messaged her boyfriend, and he said she decided to cosplay instead. She had confirmed with me days earlier, then stood me up so I couldn't bring anyone else. What a bitch. That was it. I asked her to move out by the end of the week. She said she'd be out by the next day and was. I needed a safe space to recover and couldn't do that with her glaring at me and slamming doors. Am I the asshole for asking my roommate to move out? Update. Oh, this is the first update. Okay. Or the only update. Whatever. It says update 1. Thank you everyone for your responses. I figured I would respond to a few reoccurring comments. I had told my roommate that she would need to move out at an earlier point too. I had looked into my state's legality for tenants. I can ask them to leave, but if they chose not to, is when eviction begins. And yes, 30 days allowed time. 30 days is the allotted time here. However, the situation never escalated to eviction as she willingly left. I did receive follow-up care since leaving the ER. Huge thank you to those who suggested it. I'm very fortunate I have a concussion, nothing more serious. Ugh, grammatic. However, the symptoms of a concussion are incredibly intrusive on my life. I wasn't trying to avoid communication with my roommates. I was not physically able to have a coherent conversation or understand much of what was being said. I had expressed this to my roommate at the beginning of and during our conversation. My head is better a couple weeks out, but I'm still struggling and have cognitive impairment. I recognize that my actions are not perfect. I absolutely do. I had been in a normal mental state, things would have been different. Thanks in advance. I'd like to know. Okay. My roommate is not a terrible person. She's doing the best she can. She's very mothering and kind, and she goes above and beyond for her students and the people she cares for. I hope, and haven't painted her as a villain because I know she's doing her best. I only try to present the conflict as objectively as I can. Ooh, all right. So no, you're not the asshole. Your roommate's freaking an asshole, and I get it. It's such a weird situation right there because you got in a hit and run accident. You drove yourself to the hospital. You left the hospital without being discharged, and then they're all upset at you because you don't want to communicate with them. You don't want to talk. You are just having a lot of these issues because you left the hospital early, and so many other things are all tied to this. So no, you're not the asshole. They're kind of the asshole in this situation. She stood you up. That's a fucking dick move. Especially day of. Man. That type of stuff irritates me so much. If you don't want to attend, just say you don't want to attend. Don't stand people up. Just say, oh, I don't want to be there. I don't want to do this. Whatever it may be. Hell, even if I have other priorities. I don't care. Don't fucking stand people up. Like, oh, that irritates me. Anyways. No, you're not the asshole. She's more the asshole than you are. You should have stayed in the hospital, though. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I mean, it doesn't get much more than that. Man, you just got a hit and run accident. And you're like, I'm going to leave the hospital without being discharged. Ugh. Okay, let's find a last one. Again, this is just me. We'll have Rago listen back to these and see what he thinks. Probably gonna test me out or something. It's fine. Alright, let's see. Ew. This sounds juicy. Because I'm an adult male reading Reddit posts, and this just makes me go, I can possibly relate. I have a big family. Pretty sure I can relate to most stuff. Oh, man. Sorry, one. Oh my god, okay. Let's get into it. The caption is, am I, 26 female, Oh, sorry. Am I the asshole? 26 female for refusing to go to my niece's 23 female wedding after her and her sister, or sorry, my sister. Let's just start that over. I fucking butchered that all together, didn't I? Jesus Christ. Am I the asshole? 26 female for refusing to go to my niece's 23 females wedding after her and my sister, 40 female, attempted to sabotage mine. My mom, 64 female, thinks I'm being immature. All right, let's get into this. I'm already gonna say you're not the asshole. I don't care what it is now. I'll be honest. My sister and I never had the best relationship. She's 15 years older than me, so maybe we didn't have much of a connection. And she's always been resentful towards me. She treats me like an outcast and would often turn her kids against me and encourage them to insult me, disrespect me, treat me like dirt. What a piece of shit sister. Jesus. My mom would always tell me to be the bigger person. Oh my God. My mom would do that too. So I would always forgive when they would apologize or act all nice. I would not. Nope, I'm petty. During COVID lockdown, my sister and her husband, not my niece's fathers, kicked her out because my sister was having her mini mood swings. She has four other children, and got them to participate in kicking my niece out. She called me and I quickly went to pick her up, and I met her on the curb with trash bags and with my sister refusing to open the door. So I took her in my home where she stayed for 6 months, and she even secured an apartment. Once my niece, 20 at the time, got her apartment, my sister and husband convinced her to move back in, and my niece did, and then the same niece turned on me. I felt very sad because she was in my home and I did everything for her when her own mom discarded her like trash. Oh, I see where this is going. Fast forward to 2021. She does the same thing with her 16 male son, and he called me, and again, I picked him up, let him stay. At the time, my now husband and we are planning a wedding. Of course, regardless of our differences, there was no way I couldn't invite my sister and her kids. Also, it was the height of COVID restrictions, so we were very limited and the church would only accept close family. When I invited my sister, her and her kids ridiculed me. My sister even said that my attitude is too disgusting to get married. They're not coming because I don't deserve to get married. They even blocked me, except my niece, who promised she'll be there and promised to act as a witness. The day of, she didn't show up. No call, no nothing. Thankfully, the photographer was nice enough to be a second witness for us. My mom called my niece asking why she did this. My niece said, I didn't even know what kind of wedding it is. I don't see the point of all this, and then hung up on my mom. I was broken and in tears. I know my sister put them up to it, but I thought my niece would have risen above it given all I've done for her when my sister, her mom, did what she did to her. I moved on, but I vowed to never speak to them again. Good. My husband and I are happily married and we have a new baby and are thriving. Now my niece has met someone and she's getting married. My mom told me to mark my calendar because we're going. I refused and reminded her of what they did on my wedding. My mom told me to stop living in the past and be the bigger person. I heard that exact same phrase many times in my life, even within the last couple of years. I even cried to her, and she gave me a blank stare, then told me that no one thinks about her and that I'll regret my actions when she dies. She says I'm being incredibly selfish and bitter, and she's shocked that I'm not over it. I'm still refusing to go. Am I the asshole? Nope. Nope. Not the asshole. Nope. No, your sister and those nieces are fucking twatsickles. And your mom is, she's the asshole. Everybody in this story, but you and your husband and your child are freaking assholes. Oh my God. Now, I can't blame you for not wanting to go to the wedding. I want to hear from your husband's perspective. Oh, that would be interesting. No, you're not the asshole. This is ridiculous. Your mom and your sister and your nieces treated you like complete shit. The fact that you set boundaries in, just cut them out, and said, I'm done with y'all. I don't want to go. And then your mom tried to force you to go, and then not play the victim, but try to get you to sound like you're the bully. get over it type thing. Even it's just, man, fuck them. You're not the asshole. You're not the asshole, man. I don't blame you. I don't. If I can tell you, personal wise, on my side, I haven't cut contact with anybody, but I do have minimum contact just because of shit that's happened in the past. And I get it. Fucking get it. And that's ridiculous that, again, your mom is, at this point, she really is picking a side. She has chosen your sister, who has been a complete twat waffle to you, and her kids, your nieces, have been twat waffles to you, and your mom is literally saying, you should go, you'll regret it when she dies. That is for future you to take care of it. Yes, you probably will regret it, but at the same time, you don't need to be treated like shit over this either. Like, you deserve better, and you're fully in the right. You're not the asshole. Whatever. You're not the asshole. That's the gist of this story. Let me know what you think, though. Well, let's read the comments. Let's see. Not the asshole. Tell mom you will not go to the wedding. You've been bullied, abused by your sister and her family your entire life. You are done with them. If mom can't understand, let her attend alone. Let your sister and her spawn spew their venom on her. Hugs and good luck. Yep. Pretty much how this all comes across is the same as what I was just saying. It's just, they're toxic. You don't need them. Get rid of them type thing. Like, no, you're absolutely on the right. So, good on you. Don't go to the wedding. So, interesting. Anyways, that's really the episode. If you enjoyed this, hey, let us know. Hit us up on social media. Use the hashtag 2guys1gamepad. Whatever it is. Check us out on YouTube and comment, say, hey, I enjoyed this type of episode. Because again, Roggle's not able to be here with me for this recording. Again, personal stuff, it's fine. Maybe, I don't know. But, so, wanted to do this and see the perspective of it, or the possibility of doing something like this when something like this does happen. So, I hope you did enjoy this episode. Hope you got either some kicks and jollies, whatever you may have got from it. I hope you enjoyed it. This is weird. It's fucking weird. Rocco, I need you for this. I hope you all have a great one. Make sure... Oh, shit. Totally forgot about this. March 10th. We are host 2 Guys 1 Gamepad is having our first live event over on YouTube. And it's at 2 Guys 1 Gamepad on YouTube. And we are celebrating our 1 year anniversary, birthday. We've been doing this for a year. And we're also pushing our 50th episode, or publishing our 50th episode in March as well. And we are going to celebrate that by doing a live streaming event where we will be doing trivia. We're going to be playing some games like Jack in the Box. We're going to be discussing all sorts of things, whether it's video games, whether it's TV, movies, music, wrestling, our like personal life, military stories. We're trying to get people on it as well. And of course, you can tune in completely free. March 10th, 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 Eastern. And join in on the fun. And if you want to join, like, you can join in by chatting on YouTube, or you can actually not DM us. Let us know you want to be on the actual physical episode. And, like, whether it's just your voice or your video and voice. You know what I'm saying? I know. Makes no sense. And we can shoot y'all a Discord invite. You can hop on with us and chat with us as well. But until then, until next time, everyone. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. And until next time, everyone. Take care, and I guess to quote Roggle, he ain't here. He can't be mad. Sorry. Quote Lizzo. Not Roggle. Quote Lizzo. Bye, bitch.